Hello everyone, and welcome to Doggerday. This time we're taking a look at Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And again, we're using our WedNESday background because, well, I think it looks nice. And we've got it, so we might as well use it. So, Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular is a game with a unusual pedigree, which is appropriate considering he's a dog. So, this game is a 1990 action game of the sports variety, as we can see right here, and it was both developed and published by Kemco. Now, the game was released in North America in April of 1990, which is appropriate. This game is based on another title called Donald Duck in Japan, which in turn is loosely based on another game called the Alternative World Games, which was a PC game by, I think it was Novo Trade? Looking at my notes here. So as I understand it, Kemco in Japan had the license to produce Disney games. So they made a sports game with Donald Duck and characters from that comic strip. But in the United States, Capcom had the Disney license. So Kemco was looking around for something that they could license, and they decided to go with Snoopy. So that's why we have Snoopy here, and we got his little buddy Woodstock, and he's competing in different sporting events with his brother Spike, who for the longest time I didn't know was his brother. When I played this game as a kid, I thought it was like a cousin or something. But, you know, now we live in the internet age, and I can look this kind of stuff up. So let's get into the game. Alright, so here's our menu screen. It's really simple. 1 or 2 player select game, or 1 or 2 player total game. Now, like I said earlier, this is a sports themed game. So I think we have something like 6 or 8 sports related events that we can play. We can either play them by ourselves and try to set our own scores, or we can play them against a buddy in 2-player mode. So right now we're going to start with 1 player select game. Alright, so here are our 6 different game modes that we can play. Some of them are simple, like the sack race. I'm pretty sure most people can figure out what the sack race is. But then there are some that are a little more unusual, like overboard or pile of pizza. Well, we're going to take a look at all 6 of these. And each game, mini-game I guess, has its own controls and plays. So we're going to start with sack race. And we get a nice little title card here. We get to see Snoopy in his pink sack. Alright, so Woodstock is going to tell us to start the game. And at this point, what we want to do is tap the A button to get us to jump while avoiding these manhole covers, so we can move up and down to avoid them. Now, the trick here is not to press A as fast as we can. If I press it as fast as we can, we're moving, but look how slow we're moving. The real idea is to get the timing, like a rhythm going, so that you're pressing A just fast enough to get really good jumps. Now, we did pretty good here. Not only did we get in first place, we almost made it in 20 seconds. And Snoopy did his little dance. So no, we're not going to try again. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, it boots us all the way back to the title screen. And now we're going to do boot throwing. Now, boot throwing sounds silly, but I guess it's kind of like hammer throw or discus. What we're going to try to do is throw that boot for distance. So what we want to do is circle the control pad counterclockwise to build up momentum. And then we want to hit the A button at the right time to send that boot flying. Now, we want to send it flying forward, not up or back. So the timing here is what's important. And not great, but not bad. 18 meters, or at least I think it's meters. Could be feet, because that little apostrophe there is usually feet. Let's try it one more time. So again, circle the directional pad counterclockwise, and try to hit the timing so that the boot will go flying forward. So you kind of want to hit it when the boot is a little bit behind Snoopy. See, that's not so good. Still 15 feet. Now, because it's one player, we are playing Snoopy. If we did two-player, player 1 would be Snoopy, player 2 would be Spike. Alright, pogo. Now, most people probably know what a pogo stick is. So that's what we're doing here. We're pogoing across this map. Now, we're going to automatically be bouncing a little bit, but each time I hit the A button, we're going to pogo a little higher. We can only move forward, and we want to try to pogo over these obstacles. I'm not great at this, but I can beat it sometimes, and we're doing good now. There we go. So pretty simple. We cleared 4 bars. I don't think time is a matter here. Alright, so now we're going to do overboard. Overboard isn't that complicated either. And there's Spike. When the timer starts, what we want to do is go and bump into him, and using A or B, we kind of knock him back. We can only move towards our competitor. So he knocked us over. Defeated. And Snoopy is, you know, not happy about that. He's kind of turned away from the camera. Now, we can mostly move forward. But we can also kind of move up and down a little bit there. So that way, if there's a side of the boat that's closer to the water, we can move away from it. Now the thing is, when we attack, or shove, or push, or whatever you want to call it, supposedly that's when we're more vulnerable. Alright, so we did it in 20 seconds. 2 more events. Pile of pizza. Now, I don't know how to describe pie of pizza. I can't think of an event to compare it to. What we just want to do is balance that stack of pizzas as we walk across the screen to our goal. So, only buttons here is the forward key, right key on the directional pad. And you see, we build up too much momentum, we dropped some of the pizzas. So you could just tap the button and go forward real slow. And try not to drop too many pizzas, and we're doing okay. But we might run out of time if I take too long and we drop more. Or if you just want to say, you know, forget it, and just hold down the button and go. Now, in this case, we made it there, you know, reasonably quick. About 30 seconds, but we only had 4 pizzas. So, combination of time and pizzas remaining is our score. Not the greatest. So right now I'm just sort of tapping the button ever so softly. And Snoopy's really taking his time. We're doing okay. I don't know if I'm going to make it with every pie. Nope, we've already lost like 4 of them. I don't know how many there are. Maybe there's 10. So it looked like we lost 4. And there's another one. And there's another one. So even trying to go slow, I'm losing a bunch of pies. And it takes a little while. And there we go. Even with all... even trying to be careful, we ended up losing a bunch of pies. But hey, we held on to 6. Alright. Now, if anybody is familiar with this game, they know about the river jump. The river jump is probably the most infamous minigame in this one. So in the river vault, we're going to try to sort of pole vault over a river. And to the best of my knowledge, we only use the A and B button here. I've read the instruction manual, I've read facts, I've read guides. To the best of my knowledge, it's just these two buttons. And very rarely am I ever able to pull this off. In fact, I'm pretty sure as a kid I never pulled it off. But what we're going to do is hit the A button to start building up momentum. And just before we hit the water, we're going to hit the B button. Well, hit the B button, the vault. And then we're supposed to let go of the B button when we get completely vertical so we can land on the other side. Like I said, I rarely pull it off. Like in that case, we didn't even plant the vault. And you know, I like to show these games off for everybody. I want to show as much of the content as possible to sort of encourage people to play it, but I don't think we're going to see a full pole vault in this version, or at least in this video. Okay, so now it's time to play the game full. 1 player total game. As we play through this game, we're going to be scored for how well we do in each sporting event. Right now the world record is 10,000 points. If we can beat that, we'll be awarded a medal, and we'll get a special ending. So, let's see how well we can do. We've looked at all 6 of these, so now it's just a matter of trying to get our best score. Oh, now you see, in that case, I hit the A button before the go, so we got a flying penalty. Now, it didn't happen to us last time. It may have happened to Spike. But if we, fall back too much, Woodstock will push us forward. So, it's not possible to fall too far behind, but it is possible to be so far behind that, you got no chance of getting the first. Alright, so how'd we do? So we lost once. That's, I think, because we went flying. If we trip on the manhole covers, I think that's also a loss. So altogether, we earned 880 points for that stage. Alright, boot throwing. Alright, so I think because this is the main game, we're going to get 2 throws, and our best throw is what we're going to use. Like, that's a foul, so no points for that whatsoever. And not great. $15, kind of like what we did in practice. So yeah, only 250 points for this stage. We don't even have we have a little more than a 10th. And we got 4 more stages to go. Alright, pogo time. So we did okay on pogo. We didn't do okay this time. Only 1 try. No points. Alright, so we are struggling now. Probably not going to be getting any medals for this play. But let's keep going. Oh, come on, Spike's going to knock you over. Alright, again, we were defeated, so no points. Okay, pizza time. Again, I'm being real gentle with my button presses. And you know, I've thought about it. Because once in a while I'll see like those tool-assisted games. Where, you know, nobody's really playing the game. They just sort of have it going automatically. It was once described to me as like a player piano. So it's not that nobody is playing it, but it's been programmed to be played in a way, like a player piano. And I always thought, or rather I was thinking, I wonder what this would look like with a player piano. Or the tool-assisted gameplay. Like, would this be really smooth and Snoopy wouldn't lose any pizzas? Now, we've only got around 30 seconds to get to the end, but we have not dropped a single pie. It'd be great if we could make it without dropping any, but I don't know if we're going to make it in time. I mean, the line's right there, but we only got about 10 seconds. Ah. Yeah. I was not going to make this. No points for that at all. Too long, too few pizzas. Alright, river jump. You already seen how this one goes. Can we pull it off? Will it be an upset? No. I pressed the button too soon. So poor Snoopy just face plants. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, pretty bad. And we just get dumped back to the title screen. Alright, so there you go. That was our look at Snoopy's Silly Sport Spectacular for our Doggerday video. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good April. Take care.